Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Hu Ling Han. This is Michael, your English 103B instructor. Thank you for turning in your second writing project for this quarter. And I want to comment on the paper right now and of course give you a grade. First of all, I went ahead and numbered the paragraphs. I'll refer to them one by one. Paragraph 2. Paragraph 1, you have an introduction, which is good. You have a thesis, which kind of sets up the main part of the paper. I think the summary, paragraph 2, I don't think you really need this. You simply need to set up what the thesis and the most important supporting points of the book are. You don't have to introduce it with, we can see the earth is becoming warmer and all those kinds of things. So I think that paragraph 2 is probably not really needed. Paragraph 3, it looks like you have summarized the book, but I was looking for maybe a 2 to 3 page summary. Your summary is really not even one full page, and even then you're having some trouble shifting from the present tense to the past tense. For example, in the first line, you see the authors believe that the 1500-year cycle has always been controlled. Then in the middle of the paragraph, you have the authors suggested. So I think the present tense works pretty well in terms of summarizing the ideas. Same thing with part 2. You're shifting around a little bit with your verb tenses, so you definitely want to be a little careful about that. But part 2, you did have, I think, the 2 central arguments from the book, but I can't really tell in terms of the tone. It's hard for me to distinguish which of these paragraphs is written formally and which one is written informally, so I'm not sure that you've done that part of the assignment very well. Part 3 is reporting your research and your summary information, so I think that's pretty good, so not too bad. The final part of the paper is relating it to the political benefit. That kind of confused me a little bit, but it looks like you're trying to point out here is if you think the author is biased or presents a fair argument to the audience. And I think in paragraph 12 you do say, I think the authors present a biased argument to the readers. The 4 students and I disagree with Singer and Avery's arguments because we think the author wrote this book with certain political motives. So that was actually a good argument there. The only problem is in that paragraph you haven't really explained why or how the writer has written what's considered a biased argument. So if you look at the writing assignment, you need to use 4 quoted examples from the passage to help illustrate this idea. You haven't really done that, and even when you do include those quotes, you need to show how they are biased statements. Okay, so how does this paper score? Let's say first of all you have superior. I'm going to say no, strong, no, adequate, probably not. I'm going to say 60 to 69 I think is where your paper scores. I'm going to give you 60 out of 100 right now. I think with the third part, or part 3 of the writing assignment, you haven't really done that. You do have a lot of grammatical errors throughout the paper, so it's not very cleanly written. So your grade is 60. However, you do have 10 extra credit points for turning in the assignment early, so your grade now has been changed to 70% out of 100. And thank you for doing the writing assignment.